Good day and welcome to HTMi's podcast. Today we have the pleasure yet again of chatting with Dr. Noëlle O'Connor of the Limerick Institute of Technology in Ireland. Dr. O'Connor, it's lovely to have you back again.
Thank you very much, Anthony. It's a pleasure to be back again this year.
I'd like to talk to you about celebrity tourism. This was the main topic of your research and presentation at this year's conference.
Okay, I suppose I diversified a little bit from my original research, which was on films and tourism. So what I done was I incorporated my three kind of interests: celebrities, films, television, and travel. And that's how I kind of developed into this area of celebrities and tourism. And I'm really looking at how celebrities such as, David Beckham could be used to promote London, for example, or as we saw yesterday in the conference presentation, I had Arnold Schwarzenegger promoting LA. And very interestingly, I'm looking at the positive elements of celebrity and what they can do, and then how it links into a destination. And I suppose we should note that a lot of these celebrities do it for free as a thank you to their home destination.
So, through your research, do you find that using these very famous celebrities does show increases in tourism or tourism spending within those home countries?
There's increased awareness, but there's no economic evidence to prove that because Oprah Winfrey promoted Sydney that more people will go and visit the area. So really it's anecdotal type of evidence, and there's no economic data to prove that. But what I'm currently doing, I'm looking at an Irish related celebrity, and I mentioned yesterday was President John F. Kennedy, and I'm trying to get data to prove that if his brand has been successful in that area of Ireland. So there's very little research out there to say yes, it has been economically viable on the region.
So what advice do you give to these regions, to find the right celebrity?
We see what is the right celebrity. I suppose politically correct celebrity would be one. A celebrity that we're using in Ireland at the moment will be the Irish golfer Rory McIlroy to promote Ireland both north and south, because in Ireland it is promoted by an agency called Tourism Ireland that promote all of Ireland. So I suppose you're trying to pick a celebrity that represents a vibrant young person, represents positivity, and then go forth with that. And celebrities tend to do it because it is publicity for their home nation as well. Again, we see Michael J. Fox promoting Vancouver, and they do it as a gesture of goodwill.
Right.
But obviously, you wouldn't pick a celebrity which might not be in the newspapers in a favourable way.
So if you take Rory McIlroy, he's of course the number one main golfer in the world, just won the PGA. How sustainable is that? That people will they still be talking about Rory McIlroy in 1, 2, 3 years' time?
It depends on what he does. This is the whole question. At the moment, he's going out with the tennis number one star, Caroline Wozniacki or something. And I said yesterday, they may become brand Beckham, depending on how long they sit together, but how many. He's not world number one yet. She's won a major, but he's not number one. She hasn't won a major, but she's number one. So they need to cross match. So it really the success of the brand depends on how successful the celebrity continues to be. So I can't answer your question because it depends on how successful Rory McIlroy continues to be.
Correct. But if you take people like you mentioned, Michael J. Fox, Arnold Schwarzenegger, can countries, regions, sustain long-term partnerships with these celebrities, or will the newer celebrities come about?
We've done it in Ireland with President Kennedy. We've done it for 50 years. He visited Ireland in 1963, and we're still making the most of that brand since. Right. I mean, my research has shown that, I'm not sure the exact figures, but it has shown provisionally that the tourists come to that area of Ireland because of that brand. So he is dead nearly 50 years, and that is he's a very controversial brand as well, because he's not all positive, but it's still there. And in 82 years' time, we have the 50th anniversary of the visit, and we're already thinking, how can we strengthen the brand for that? So I suppose it depends on the affection for the celebrity as well. They have tried to do that with Barack Obama in Tipperary, and similarly now George Clooney is from Tipperary. So where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, so just milk them for what they're worth.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't cost us anything either. Yeah. It's a big factor.
If you look at certain products, by very famous sports people, fashion industry. You know, suddenly they do something wrong.
Yes.
And, you know, that company just no longer wants their brand associated with that celebrity. Does this, what would a region do? Does it have an effect?
I'm sure it would have, but I mean, if the celebrity does something bad, will that automatically be bad for a destination? If you pick celebrities that have been picked doing bad things, such as Kate Moss a few years ago, she didn't lose any of her contracts. But if her contracts had been with a destination brand, that may have been different. But it would depend on what she was caught doing. But obviously, it wouldn't be good for the brand either way, and it might have an issue with sustainability in the long term.
I mean, of course, not every country in the world has very famous celebrities. So, you know, using celebrity status, if that celebrity is not necessarily from that part of the world, what advice do you think a region could
I'm sure a region has something that they could promote that people know internationally. Like if you think of South Africa, you think of rugby. If you think, I'm just trying to think of countries that are not huge, don't have huge celebrities. If you think of somewhere else, such as India, you could pick one of their #1 Bollywood stars that are not known in Western civilization, but are known in the Asian community.
Right,
so every country has a unique selling point of some sort. Yesterday I showed you a video of Jamaica and Usain Bolt. So everywhere has something that they can use. It could be sport, fashion, music, and pop music is fabulous for branding a destination as well.
Really?
In Ireland, we use U2 a huge amount to promote Ireland because the music is instantly recognisable worldwide.
Yeah.
And they're quite positive as well.
So I suppose what you're saying, you know, they could also use it not necessarily for international tourism, but for even local or regional tourism.
Yeah. And again, you have to, if the brand starts off small, you could build on the brand as the movie, the film, the TV star becomes more and more successful. You saw Steve Crocodile Hunter in Australia done it.
Steve Dundee?
No, Steve Irwin, and he died sadly about 2 or 3 years ago. And he was just a very kind of good day type of Australian guy. Right. He'd promote himself, movies, whatever. And now his daughter, Bindi, has been used in America for Australian type films. So that's a brand that grew from nothing to a huge multi-Australian dollar industry. And it's still being sustained even though he's no longer with us.
When I had the pleasure of talking to you about a year ago on movie tourism, does somehow, you know, let's say a famous celebrity from a region does a movie in that region. You know, can you somehow relate celebrity tourism to movie tourism?
Are you kind of saying if celebrities from that area and they make a film within that area? Or...
Yeah, so besides using the movie tourism, you know, is there a way to sort of combine the two?
Well, absolutely. Next year we have a film being made in Ireland by Neil Jordan, and Saoirse Ronan is in it. Saoirse Ronan's quite a famous young Irish actress at the moment for movies such as Atonement. And she's filming in her home county of County Carlow in the Midlands of Ireland. And again, what tends to happen is Irish directors try and get Irish actors to film in Ireland and then promote from there. We had Cillian Murphy who done the Win of Shakespeare Barley, and again they were using that to brand as well. So it is much more sustainable if the actor or actress is from the area.
Well, it sounds like it's got a huge potential for growth
I
in the
think
future.
so. It's quite a new area within tourism research, but I think it has got huge potential. And most importantly, because of the research or the recession at the moment, it's free. But I don't think we're maximising on it as much as we should be.
Well, I hope you'll be back at our next year's conference so we can talk about another aspect of tourism.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Dr. O'Connor, it's been lovely chatting with you again.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you very much.